Tonight, a mother screams for the student who killed her son to be handed the death penalty. Breaking news on a frightening close call for a boy dragged by a train. Parents threaten to switch schools because of fears over Melbourne's first safe injecting room. The AMP boss quits over scandals revealed at the Banking Royal Commission. Morning travel chaos with Melbourne shrouded by a thick blanket of fog. Devices left on charge, blamed for an increasing number of house fires. And Barnaby Joyce and his partner welcome a baby boy.
Live from our Melbourne headquarters, this is 7 News with Jennifer Kite.
Good evening. The mother of a promising student who was stomped to death has screamed at her son's killer in court, demanding he be executed. Jeremy Hu died just hours after a laneway brawl sparked by an argument over a girl.
A life for a life in the form of the death penalty. That's what Jeremy Hu's mother screamed for as she left court.
To breaking news now, and a teenage boy has been dragged along by a train at Southern Cross Station. Tegan Dolling is there tonight. Tegan, what actually happened?
Well, this was a very lucky escape for this teenager, Jen. He was attempting to board the South Nerang train when it began to take off from the station, dragging him with it. He fell between the platform and the train and was dragged for around 6 metres. Now, it came to an emergency stop. The boy was able to actually free himself and climb back up to the platform. Emergency services were called. Everyone was ordered off the train and he was taken to the Royal Melbourne Hospital in a stable condition with leg and hip injuries. Now, the South Nerang lines have been affected. We have been told that all the trains are starting to go back to normal, but passengers should allow for a little extra travel time tonight. Jen?
OK, thank you, Tegan. The Banking Royal Commission has claimed its first major scalp, with more expected to follow. The boss of AMP has quit his multi-million-dollar job after evidence of thousands of customers being scammed by financial advisors. Crooked financial advisors and their banks face million-dollar fines and 10-year jail terms under tough new laws outlined today. It's hoped the harsher penalties will finally end the rip-offs being uncovered at the Banking Royal Commission. And Michael Felgate is along now with a look ahead to what's coming up a little later in sport.
Thanks, Jen. Coming up tonight, one Melbourne club is battling an outbreak of conjunctivitis. We'll have the details shortly. Also coming up, the Bulldogs buoyed by a big return. Paddy Dangerfield laughs off injury concerns while the Hawks are juggling a dilemma of their own. The A-League finals kick off tonight with both Melbourne sides in action this weekend, while the mighty Matildas are one step from glory. And big Ben Simmons weaves his magic for the 76ers in the NBA playoffs. Jen will also tell you why Nick Kyrgios is coming back to Australia, and you won't want to miss it, the biggest sports blunder of the year so far. OK,
tempting. Thank you, Michael. See you then. Households are being warned about the danger of devices powered by lithium batteries. Details ahead on 7 News. Also, a decision on whether to lay charges over the death of Prince. Why you'll still put on the kilos drinking low-carb beer.
And the weekend brings more of these lovely afternoons after some cloudy or foggy mornings. Details soon.
A fourth person has been charged over the murder of a man last year. 31-year-old Josh DiPietro from Mount Waverley was gunned down at Rosebud on September 3rd. Homicide Squad detectives have now arrested a 46-year-old Rosebud man. They've also charged a Sydney couple and a 30-year-old man over the death. The increasing use of potentially dangerous lithium batteries is being blamed for a growing number of house fires. They're being used to power more and more everyday items, including phones, laptops and toys. Well, as we've seen, Melbourne had a murky start to the day, blanketed with thick fog. Jane Bunn joins us now, and Jane, it was quite a sight.
Oh, it was indeed, Jen. Parts of Melbourne could hardly see out the window, while others saw it from a distance. The fog drifted across the city around dawn, then slowly cleared once again to a hazy but lovely afternoon. We started on 9 and reached a top of 20. The sun and light winds make it feel warm. The fog covered these parts at first and broke up in the city around 9 a.m. But it took until early afternoon to finally leave the Mornington Peninsula. So at 11 a.m. it was 16 in the city, but it was only 12 in Frankston and Rosebud, 13 at Phillip Island. Just like a winter's day, then they finally rose up to the high teens when that sunshine arrived. This fog stretched through the Latrobe Valley into central Gippsland, making it warmer at the top of Mount Buller than it was in Warragul. Otherwise, it was a sunny day. Now, the fog may return as early as late this evening, lasting into the morning tomorrow. Then it's quite sunny after that. I'll have the full forecast soon. Jen.
Thank you, Jane. Well, there's hope tonight that Australian scientists have developed an effective treatment for motor neurone disease. That's coming up in 7 News. Also, a Melbourne priest spared prison over child abuse fantasies. See what David Warner's doing during his 12-month ban from cricket. And a solemn Anzac tribute as students pay their respects. An Anglican priest caught boasting online about his child sex abuse fantasies has been spared prison. Former Sunshine Vicar Philip John Murphy was given a wholly suspended 12-month jail sentence. The 53-year-old priest, who used the online name Pervert, pleaded guilty in the county court to transmitting child pornography material. A man is recovering in hospital after falling into a trench in Melbourne's west. The worker in his 30s was rescued from the Truganina building site this afternoon. He's in a stable condition with suspected spinal, abdominal and rib injuries. Australian scientists have developed what could be the first treatment for sufferers of motor neurone disease. It follows 2 decades of work, which could also help people with spinal injuries. Disgraced cricketer David Warner is trying his hand at a new career while he serves a 12-month ban for cheating. That's next on 7 News. Also, Harry and Meghan run off their feet a month out from their wedding. How a shipping container ended up in the middle of the road. And the teenager with the longest hair in the world. A Japanese schoolgirl's locks have been declared the longest in the world by the Guinness Book of Records. The 18-year-old's hair has never been cut and now stretches 155 centimetres. Keeping the mighty mane manageable has become a family affair, with her parents helping to wash and care for her hair. And with a sharp new haircut of his own, it's over to Michael Felgate with Friday Night Sport.
No such problems here, Jen. Just a short back and sides for me. Coming up next, Brendan Bolton finally learns to smile again at Carlton, while the Cats and the Dogs both fly out with some extra precious cargo in tow. Also, how the Hawks plan to juggle their injury worries. Plus, Big Ben Simmons and the mighty Matildas doing Australia proud on the world stage. And you'll want to stick around for this, the worst announcement blunder since the Oscars. Hello again. The critics might argue Carlton is in crisis, but coach Brendan Bolton isn't buying it. Bolton was back to his bubbly best today and even made light of recent criticism, which dubbed him the cliche king of the AFL.
Andrew McCormack, 7 News.
And a huge round 5 begins in Sydney tonight. The pre-game show starts at 7 p.m. over on 7 Mate, and then it's the Swans and the Crows live and free on 7 from 7:30. The A-League finals kick off tonight with Melbourne City hosting Brisbane Roar at Amy Park. Melbourne Victory will have to wait until Sunday for its elimination final against Adelaide United. And the Matildas have finalised their preparations for tomorrow morning's Asian Cup final against Japan.
I love playing against the best countries in the world, and Japan are right up there, but I guess there's a lot on the line, and it's easy to go out there and give everything, I guess, when you're playing those big teams.
Kickoff is at 3 a.m. Nick Kyrgios has returned home to Australia to deal with an ongoing elbow injury and remains in serious doubt to play at next month's French Open. But Rafael Nadal's love affair with the clay rolls on, especially at the Monte Carlo Masters.
For a 14th straight year, Rafael Nadal makes the quarter-finals in Monte Carlo.
Nadal will meet Dominic Thiem in the quarters after the Austrian upstaged Novak Djokovic in 3 sets. Australia's Fed Cup team will also be in action this weekend, with Sam Stosur returning for the World Group playoff tie against the Netherlands in Wollongong. The incredible skills of Aussie NBA star Ben Simmons were on show during Game 3 of Philadelphia's playoff series against Miami.
What a move. Wow. Ben Simmons at 6'10" with all that flash behind the back.
Simmons finished with 19 points, 12 rebounds and 7 assists as the 76ers won 128 to 108 to take a 2-1 lead in the best of 7 series. And finally, move over Warren Beatty and Sarah Murdoch, because we have an epic new fail from a very confused announcer.
For your winner, David, excuse me, my bad, Elijah Young Snipes Terrell.
But the best was still to come.
My bad, I called it wrong. My bad. I got the scores right. I got the winner wrong. For your winner, David, the Coffee Boss Booker.
The decision eventually went the way of David, the Coffee Boss Booker, but there's no doubt they'll be booking a new announcer next time. Agony and ecstasy in a couple of seconds.
How many times did he get that wrong?
Yeah, only the 2. You don't want to upset UFC fighters either.
No, you don't. Thank you, Michael. Jane returns next with the weekend weather forecast, and Jane, more of the same on the way.
Yes, Jen, foggy mornings ahead of lots of sunshine. I'll have the details after the break. Hello again. This photo shows this morning's weather well. Some parts in bright sunshine, others shrouded in fog. The fog cleared the city around 9 a.m. and it was lovely after that, with bright but hazy sunshine. We started on 9 and reached a top of 20. Outside now, it is 15 degrees in the city. It feels like 16 as the dew point is up on 13. Now, fog may redevelop as early as midnight. We have the right recipe: light winds, moisture and clear skies. The fog lasted longest over the Mornington Peninsula, but thawed out there when the sun returned. The sun and light winds make it feel warm. This fog stretched through much of Gippsland too, otherwise it was a sunny day. 30 in the northwest and very warm in Warrnambool ahead of the cooling sea breeze. Wispy high cloud is starting to come in from the west. This was Horsham this afternoon, and that is associated with a trough to our west. This is producing thundery but light rain over South Australia. An eastern trough line, that one is more powerful. Another widespread stormy afternoon with heavy falls. The western trough approaches us overnight and tomorrow, but it's no match for the high, so it slides southwards. The eastern trough brings yet another afternoon of storms. The biggest fall in southeast South Australia was 0.6 of a millimetre, and that's what we can expect. A light spit of rain, but it may produce a rumble of thunder and some lightning. The next system is due on Tuesday and Anzac Day Wednesday. The models have increased the amount of rain in the latest run, and they like a line that is in through here of proper rain. Now, it's not a lot, but it's something. The rest of the state looks quite dry or not much at all. Around the nation tomorrow, Sydney partly cloudy and 24. Hobart a top of 21. That's ahead of a late light shower. Adelaide an early thundery shower, then sunny. To Victoria, morning fog in the south and east with local drizzle in Gippsland, then generally sunny through high cloud. The southwest has a light spit of that thundery rain, less than a millimetre tomorrow. Closer in, and fog is likely again, clearing to mostly sunny skies. Then a light spit of rain late in the afternoon and evening, has not much at all. The city starts on 10, turns warm and mostly sunny. That's mid-morning. It'll be a top of about 23. Then there's that chance of a little rain from a late afternoon. To the 8-day outlook, we are cloudy all through the morning on Sunday. Then it'll rapidly clear up and it'll be a bright and sunny afternoon. But because it takes so long to clear, it's a top of 21. On Monday, I think 26, as we will have a sea breeze during the afternoon. Again, a foggy morning, then a sunny afternoon. Tuesday is warm as well. We'll see some light rain developing at night that may continue into Anzac Day morning and just into the afternoon. afternoon. Then we're about 20 or 19 for the rest of it. So foggy, then mostly sunny and a top of 23. That's ahead of the chance of a little rain towards evening. Jen.
Thank you, Jane. And that's 7 News for now. Thanks for your company. We'll have updates throughout the evening. For now, from the 7 News team, good night.